Ethernet/IP is the network Allen Bradley reaches for on almost every project. Open a Rockwell panel, and it is probably in there. But the name is a trap. Ethernet/IP is not the same thing as the Ethernet on your laptop. And the IP on the end is not Internet Protocol. So what is it actually? In this video, I will explain what Ethernet/IP really is, why it is just an industrial protocol riding on top of ordinary Ethernet, how implicit and explicit messaging split the traffic, and how it stacks up against Siemens and PROFINET. Let's start with that misleading name. Quick note before we dig in. This is from PLC Simulator, where you can practice PLC networking and the rest of this video free, right in your browser. No install, no hardware. The link is in the description. Click the link in the description to try it free. Now, back to the name. Start with what the letters mean. The IP does not stand for Internet Protocol. It stands for Industrial Protocol. Ethernet/IP is Ethernet Industrial Protocol. And underneath that name sits the real engine, CIP, the Common Industrial Protocol. Here is the whole idea in one sentence. Ethernet/IP is CIP running on top of completely standard Ethernet and TCP and UDP. The cables, the switches, the physical wiring, all of it is ordinary Ethernet. It is the same kind I cover in my What is Ethernet video, link below. CIP is the industrial application layer that rides on top. It defines the objects, the device profiles, and how automation data is organized. So the network underneath is normal. The intelligence on top is industrial. Keep that split in your head. It explains everything else. Now, the part that trips up newcomers. Ethernet/IP carries two completely different kinds of traffic. First, implicit messaging. This is your real-time I/O. It runs over UDP cyclically on a fixed schedule. An input or an output updates every few milliseconds automatically without anyone asking for it. That is the fast, deterministic control traffic. Second, explicit messaging. This is configuration and one-off data. It runs over TCP as a request and a response. You ask a question, the device answers, like reading a tag or pushing a setting. So remember the split. Real-time control is implicit over UDP. Setup, diagnostics, and tag reads are explicit over TCP. Same network, two lanes of traffic. So why does Rockwell like it so much? Two big reasons. First, it uses standard, off-the-shelf Ethernet hardware. The same switches and cabling as the office network. That keeps costs down, and it means electricians already know the wiring. It is a genuine selling point. Second, the producer/consumer model. Older networks used a master that pulled every device in turn, one at a time. Ethernet/IP flips that. A device produces its data once, and any number of consumers subscribe to it. One source, many listeners. That is far more efficient than polling, especially when lots of devices need the same value. Now the comparison everyone wants. Ethernet/IP versus PROFINET. This is really Rockwell's world against Siemens. Both do the same job. Both run an industrial protocol over standard Ethernet. The difference is what rides on top. Ethernet/IP wraps CIP, the Common Industrial Protocol. PROFINET is Siemens' own real-time Ethernet stack. They are not compatible, and which one you meet usually comes down to one thing: whose PLC is in the panel. Allen Bradley shop, expect Ethernet/IP. Siemens shop, expect PROFINET. I compare the wider field, PROFINET, Profibus, and Modbus, in my Industrial Networks video, link below. So here's what to walk away with. Ethernet/IP is not plain Ethernet. It is CIP, an industrial protocol, running on top of standard Ethernet and TCP and UDP. It splits traffic two ways. Implicit messaging over UDP for real-time I/O. Explicit messaging over TCP for configuration. It runs on ordinary hardware and uses a producer/consumer model. And it is the Allen Bradley default, the way PROFINET is the Siemens default. Get that? And every Rockwell network stops being a black box. Now, go make it concrete. If you want to practice PLC networking hands-on, click the link in the description to start free at plcsimulationsoftware.com. No hardware, no install. Subscribe, new video every Tuesday. See you in the next one.